So I did ended up sanding the engine bay a little bit, but not too much. Now I just cleared up everything that needed to be cleared up. I cover this section over here because I'm gonna start spraying this side with undercoat spray on both sides. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do next. I also still gotta cover all this so it doesn't get overspray as well. So for those who don't know, this is the product right here that I was talking to you about. This is the Rust-Oleum undercoat. It's pretty good. I've used it before many times. This is what I'm going to be applying now to the inner fenders right there. So both sides are already done, sprayed real good. That side is done. This side is also done. I'm gonna proceed to start installing the brake booster back. I bought a brake booster delete kit. The brake booster delete kit I got was from MPC Motorsports. This is the first time I use one of their products. They do have an installation tutorial video right on their website. So if you guys are interested in using the same one that I'm gonna be using, that's the company right there, MPC Motorsports. They ship it out pretty quick, so everything was pretty smooth when I ordered mine set. I'm gonna try and install it now while I wait for the paint to dry off. So I got the master cylinder assembled. Now it's time to get it installed in the car. I gotta tie it from the back. I was able to tie it up pretty good. I still gotta wait for the paint here to dry up. Once it's dried up, I'm gonna start putting the suspension back again. I'm gonna be replacing some components as well. So while I'm here, I'm gonna be also replacing the front lower control arms, since those are the original ones from the factory. I'm gonna replace it with some Skunk 2 aftermarket control arms as well. So these are the Skunk 2 front lower control arms that I will be installing next. I'll start taking the OEM out, putting this one in the car. Well, it's getting pretty late here. It's starting to get dark. I already installed both front control arms are in. Same with the struts. Now I'm gonna be changing the OEM X brace right there. I'm gonna be installing a Benin aftermarket steel, aluminum bar on it to replace the OEM one. So that's the old X brace bar. It's already out. I already put the new one in. It was pretty easy. It's just 4 bolts holding it in place. And now I'm going to be putting the other bar. So here it is. It's a front lower tie bar. This is the first time I'm using one of these like ever on one of my cars. I don't know how the car is going to feel with it. And I also noticed I might have some clearance issues when the car is on the ground, since it's pretty low. Also, I might have clearance issues with the exhaust right there, but I'll figure that out later on, and I'll find out if I'll be able to use it or not. But so far, that's how it looks on the car. It's matching with the Skunk 2 control arms, so everything's polished. It's looking pretty good. So I'm cutting the brake lines here on the firewall so I could do the connection to the new proportioning valve over here. So pretty much everything on the firewall has been taken care of. Now I gotta put the rear mount back in its place, and I'm gonna start to line up the engine under the car, line it up to the frame, and reinstall the engine and continue from there. So I did finish installing the new setup for the brake master cylinder. It's a MPC Motorsports brand. I did all the lines, all the installation, and also as well I finished finally putting the engine back into the chassis, put all the engine mounts, everything is tight there, everything is put together, so the engine is finally back in the car. Now I still got to do the whole wiring that I got left, radiator and all that stuff that's still missing. But so far this is a progress. I did not record the process of the new brake master cylinder. See, it was a little bit tedious to be recording while at the same time working at the car. Same thing with putting the engine, since I put it by myself, so it's pretty difficult to be recording and working on this at the same time. I know I could use a tripod, but here where I am at, it's pretty windy, so I was afraid that the wind might push the tripod out of the way and make everything a whole mess. But so far this is the progress. Right now I'm painting the front bumper support bar and some other stuff that I gotta take care of. Also gotta put the clutch line back. I did put the new slave in it. Gotta just reconnect it and bleed it. I'm also waiting on the boot for the fork of the clutch. But that's pretty much where it's at right now. I got the bumper front support bar painted and installed right in the car. I also made the holes for the front tow hook mounting place. I'm going to be installing a Bang & Industry front tow hook polish as well. I also got the hood latch on. Still waiting on the boot. Still haven't received that. And I'm also waiting for the bushings, the lower bushings and the upper bushings for the radiator, since the ones I had on the car were pretty much shot. And I also started painting part of the interior of the car. I did the back first. Now I gotta clean the front side, prep it, and paint it as well.